Hello, students. In today's class, we will discuss some questions from awareness. The NCERT questions which I was giving, even yesterday also I gave, the questions were not completed. Again, we will do it in the next class. But for today, we will discuss some questions from awareness. Okay. First one, how do insects help in pollination? Before going into this question, plus first let me uh, tell you what pollination is. Pollination is actually the transference of the pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the same flower or different flower of the same plant or the different flower of the different plant. Now you know already, depending on this, whether the pollination will occur within the same flower or within the same plant or between the two different plants of same variety or same species, it has been named as self pollination or cross pollination. So we will come all these questions, all these things details in when we will discuss these questions, although we had discussed the chapter and the concept very well in the class. So in this question you will see how insects help in the pollination. Now insect, wind, water, these all are called as the agents of pollination because they make pollination happen. Okay, so how does the insect help? Now certain flower, they have a uh, very attracting fluid which is called the nectar, which is inside them. So when an insect sits on the flower of a plant, for why do they sit on the flower? Because they want to suck the nectar. Then the pollen grains, they stick to their body, and again when the insect moves, it goes and transferred to the stigma of the second flower. So in this way the insect transfers the pollen grains to attract insects. Now what are the um, say you can give example, can you give an example like what type of insect help in the pollination? Yes, it is butterfly. It can be butterfly. Butterfly is an example. Like for honeysucking, they sit on the flower, and as they sit on the flower, the pollen grains attach or stick to its whole body. And when the insect moves and it sits on the stigma of another flower, they transfer the pollen grains, and that's how pollination occurs. Next question, what would happen if all the seeds of a plant were to fall at a same place below the plant and grow there? Apply your common sense. What will happen? See, if all the seeds produced by a plant fall at a same place, then what will happen? The large number of plants would grow up close together in the small area of the soil. So, the large number of the new plants growing close together will compete with one another for water and mineral and sunlight, leading to shortage. You can understand this concept very well by citing or by thinking of a very practical example. Say, for example, in your class there are 20 benches, and each bench two students sit. So total altogether you have the provision of sitting 40 students. Okay. Now, for any reason, 40 more students had come from different classes to sit in your class. So what will happen? Initially, there will be a terrific collision for sit because everybody wants to sit, but provision is for 40 and the students here is 80. So there will be competition for space. Competition means by hooking or crook or say fighting or something or the other, the students who can manage to take the seat will sit. Other 40 students had to stand because there is no provision. Okay, so there is competition for seating, competition for space. Next is there will be competition for say the fan, because fan, six fans are arranged in such a manner so that it is sufficient for 40 students where they are sitting. It is sufficient for them if it is summer, if it is summertime. What will happen, rest 40 will stand here and there. Maybe they will not get adequate fan, they will not get adequate wind. If they stand in front of the window, sunlight will be blocked. So all around there will be chaotic condition. Even the teacher who's teaching in the class, her or his voice is audible for say 40 students, that is sufficient. If 80 students come, obviously the teacher has to shout. And even in plain voice, sometime it is not possible, those who are sitting at the back, they won't be able to hear it properly. So ultimately what will happen, there will be a total chaos. Exactly the similar thing happens if many plants grow at a small area. So there will be shortage of water, mineral, sunlight. And at the same time, as there is so much of competition for all these essentials of life, so ultimately a time may come when all the plants will not get these basic requirements of life in adequate proportion. So, a time can come when many of the plants will suffer due to not getting these essentials, and ultimately, it so happen that many of the plants can die even. So, always it is advisable, always it is right that the seed scattered plants grow into different places so that it get adequate requirements, necessary things which are required for the life, and every plant should grow in a healthy manner. Hope it is clear to you all. Next question, name the vegetative part of a plant. What is the vegetative? What do you mean by vegetative? Vegetative means which is related to body's structure but not involved in reproduction. So, in case of plant, the flower is the reproductive part because all the reproductive structures are situated in the flower. So, what are the other structures? The root, the stem, the leaf. These all are other structures, or it can be said as vegetative structures. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Again, in the next class, we'll discuss some other questions and NCRT questions. Till then, all of you stay safe. Thank you. And sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. This thing also you will write in your school science copy. Okay. Thank you.